MSC indicator.
Like,
it happened around 12, about 12, between about 1 o'clock and 1:30, 1:15, something like that. And you see that big candle, and everybody like, man, it's bearish, boy. They finna take it down. One something. Go to that one right there. Man, that right there, boy, that was a market maker dream. I'm talking about they hit everybody. Everybody that jumped in that counter for 15 minutes. And look what they did. They took it all the way back up. Man, you can't tell me nobody didn't get caught in that. You can't tell me they didn't get caught in that, man. I said, man, this is stuff, you can't teach that. You can't teach that.
Look at where it pulled back to.
Yeah, I know. But the candle gets you so emotional that you like, oh man, this thing here. You be like, oh man, what the hell happened? This shit like it's finna take off.
Yeah, I see a lot of this stuff. I like how you said you get to a point where you're like, I already know what's finna happen. I ain't send it to the group. I thought I did. I had sent somebody SPY, told them it was going for the gap fill, like all that. Like I laid it all out, like the pullback and everything. Today. And oh, here go the drawing right here. Clear this up. And it's just like you already know, bro. Like it was on a 1 minute. It was on the 1. I can send the screenshots in the group later. So it was already on here. We was like right here. I'm like, all right. We opened up, gap down. All right. I've taught my gap class before, but I've told y'all that when you gaps are most likely to fill on Fridays. And when you gap inside of the previous candle's price action, is more likely to fill that day as well. All right. So it's Friday. We gapped inside of yesterday's price action. I'm like, yeah, we probably gonna go gap fill. We start getting our candles. All right. We get a little move up. We establish this as resistance. We know resistance will flip and turn to support, which it did. All right. This don't matter whether it's the 1 minute, 10 minute, 30-hour chart. It don't matter. Same stuff apply. All right. Boom. I'm like, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Inside bar here, we break that. I'm like, I bet. Where's our support? Right here. Support, resistance, support. So I sent them this exact screen. I took a screenshot. I do my chart just like this. I was like, yeah, look at this. We're going to pull it back. Once it pulled back below like 394.50, go for the calls for the gap fill. Boop, 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 boop. And that was it. And you just get used to it, bro.
Yeah, I got tricked again today. I got tricked again. I was like, man, I hit my zone again. It's finna pull back. And then I'm like, oh man, I hit this zone here. I done bought puts. I mean, where am I in? Yeah, I'm in puts. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take this, man. Look at this big old golf candle. It done hit this zone a few times. It's finna break down. Man, they faked my ass out, man. I was averaging down, man. I ended up losing $2,000 today, man. Just averaging down, thinking this shit was going, this shit going down. Having a blow my week.
Hey, Jordan.
Just blow my week.
Okay. How did you see that now? How did you know it was going to come back down and do the bounce? How did you know that? What do you see again?
I'm about to put it in my channel in the Discord too. In my channel, Jordan Swings, even though I've been day trading a little bit. So with the timestamp, so you know it's real. So, it's just a pullback, bro. Like we all know this is why you gotta like get out of your head. We all know that the market is going to go up and down, right? Or down and up, right? Prime example is right here. This is going down, but even if you buy puts, say you buy puts, and I'm gonna get to like today's thing, but say you buy puts here, right? You buy puts there for whatever reason, it comes down here and it goes back up right here. Like, okay, bro, this is a whole resistance. Why are you tripping? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason to trip. It's pulling back up to a resistance. You know, pullbacks happen, right? So you start anticipating the pullback. So that's why, like, I don't be getting scared. Cause slide back over here so I can put you back on this. Because when I got in these puts, I already know, hey, I think we're going to keep going down, right? We're making our lower highs. We're making lower lows. I see this support right here. Okay, cool. I understand that's there. I really want us to go ahead and break through here so I can know we're going down. I already know this is my resistance. I see it already, right? So I know if I get in this trade, it can come back and test this as resistance again, right? As a matter of fact, it might just do that, you know? And if it do, cool. I'm still cool. I might get a little more because I'm buying puts at resistance for the rejection of resistance. And then we continue our move down, right? All right, cool. Tag resistance again. Start moving back down. Bam, we good. Even now it broke this support, closed below support, inside candle. Cool. I still know it's a chance for this thing to pull back up around here again before we make our move, continue to make our next move down. It's just a pullback. So it's just literally knowing and expecting pullbacks to possibly come, right?
Especially when it's trending down or trending up.
Yeah, and in any type of trend, you just inspect the pullback because you know that's how the market moves.
Right.
You pull up any chart on any time frame, you're gonna see that although there is a trend, right? We're moving up right here. It goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? We're in a downtrend here. It goes down, up, down, up, down, up. So you already know that. You already know it's gonna do that. So anticipate that. Right. So today, I was like, all right, I was prepared. And this is what was kind of like me. I was like, man, I really would hate if it don't pull back. Cause then I'm gonna be catching it like after it breaks through here. But it did pull back. So I got that entry. So same thing here, right? We established off our matter of fact, let me come back some more.
And you know, it's an uptrend that early because it's a Friday and it's a gap that's got to fill.
Yeah. So my whole bias from the jump was Friday gaps are more likely to fill. 1, 2, gaps are most likely to fill when they gap inside of the previous day's price action, which this did. So I'm already like, yo, I want to go for a gap fill. I didn't look at the chart. I didn't look at the chart until it was like right here. This was my first time looking at SPY. I was cooking breakfast. I didn't realize we was like 10 minutes in the market. So I looked at it and I'm like, okay, we gapped. We're inside of the previous. It's Friday. I was on the phone. I was like, yo, I'm gonna send out a SPY gap fill trade. And it never made it to the check. But I was like, cool, let me pull up the chart. All right, so we've established resistance, clear as day, right? Boom, boom, 1, 2, right? Resistance is apparent. Broke through resistance, cool. So I know we're bullish because breaking through resistance means we have now made a higher high, right? Cool. Higher high has been made. We're making highs. Come back, retest. Entry number 1, right? We are now bouncing at support. Boom. All right, cool. I missed that. So I'm like, bet we either finna take off or we can go and pull back to test support again, which will give me a double bottom. And then I can get my calls there for my move for the gap fill. right? So that's what I waited on. Charted it out, waited on it. I don't know what happened at this 10 o'clock moment, but it gave me what I needed. So,
That was the president, I think.
okay. So there was it. It came back down, hit my support again, double bottom, right? Or triple if you count this candle. We know that's a bullish pattern. So I got in. You could throw a trend line on there if you want to and be like, well, now it's created a trend line. Like, however you want to cut it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, we have pullbacks. I'm waiting on the pullback. Just like when I talk about the with breakouts, right? You know, like bull flag breakouts, triangle breakouts, whatever. You get a breakout, I'll pull back to retest and then your continuation. That's what this is. Breakout, pullback, retest, continuation. This was another pullback to retest, continuation. And it just went ahead and rocked out.
Hey, so you telling me the market, when you think that shit oversold, the market don't have to come sell off. That shit is, boy. I was like, man, this shit finna sell off. I'm averaging down in the zone, and that shit broke the zone, man.
You
And
talking
boy,
about down here?
today, no, this to happen today, this afternoon. I was buying in the zone in QQQ. And I'm like, man, this shit oversold, overextended. I'm averaging down in puts, and that shit broke at the end of the day. I like, dang. I had to cut, I had to take the loss. It worked for me yesterday, but that shit didn't work today. That shit didn't work today. I got my ass handed to me.
It's interesting you talk about it, Jordan, and it seems just so simple until the market open and then everything gets crazy.
It's still the same thing. It's still the same thing. It's just like, you know, if you boxers, I always go to sports because it's the same thing. Like boxing, you literally train to fight another person. So when you are faced with this person that you have been training months to fight, you should be prepared. But if you let it get in your head, then you screw yourself.
Yep.
So the market, like when you're on these Zooms, when you do your own self-study, when you go and review courses, YouTube, Google, ebooks, whatever you do, you are preparing yourself for when the market opens. When you get confronted, if you are nervous, that means you just didn't train hard enough. I don't know how else to put it. And that's how I feel personally, is if I go against something or somebody in anything and I feel nervous about it, if I felt confident that I would be successful, I wouldn't be nervous, right? It's kind of hard. I mean, you can have nervousness with confidence, but for the most part, if you have confidence outweighing the nervousness, you're going to be good. You know what I'm saying?
I have all the confidence in the world, but the goddamn thing don't work like I think it's going to work. I just make the wrong calls.
So then you have to go back and retrain so that your confidence is attached to the right thing.
That's why I'm here.
There we go. We getting there, bro. So that's literally how I break it down. Like as it's happening, all I'm looking at is establishing highs and lows, right? So with this trade, of course, I wanted gap fill. I had an alert set for gap fill. But as I was looking at it, all that's going through my head as I look at the chart is on every pullback, are we making new lows? And on our moves up, are we making new highs? Right? And what we see is a low here, higher low, higher low. This is a little lower low, but this was my entry. So, right, shot back up. All these lows that we get on these little move back down are higher, right? This is our first lower high. When I had this first lower high, I was like, oh, all right, if we make a lower low, I'm cutting ship, right? Because now we're looking at a reversal. We made another higher high. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so here's our low, here's our low. All right, our lows are still higher lows. This is a lower high, but then we just broke it. I'm like, come on, just go fill the gap. I want all my money. Go fill the gap. All right, another low, higher low. All right, so now I was like, bet. So this is where I'm at my like, okay, I wanted to go fill gap, but at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and keep watching this chart. And I'm not about to lose no money because I'm trying to get the gap fill that's extra, right? Because at this point, when you think about it from a risk to reward perspective, right, we got in here and we are up here now. Stop was originally here. All right, but now we have greatly surpassed that. It's not worth me giving back all this trying to get this little leftover right here. All right. So now we have a triple top. 1, 2, 3. Boom. 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 All right. So in my head now, I'm like, all right, we triple top. Okay. Let's see what happens. Cause we still making higher lows. Our lows are still getting higher. All right. So the sellers, all that means when I translate it in my head, or as you translate it, all that means is the sellers are there, but they not gaining no strength because they're not taking it lower than they did before. They're not gaining no strength. All right. But they're there. They're just not pushing it lower at all. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now I've established this is my next level of support. All right. I see we had 2 candles that came to this level, held this level. This is my support. We move back up. I'm like, come on, just make a higher high and take me to fill gap. All right, you're rejecting. Okay, cool. If we break this low, then I'm anticipating us to come down to this low. All right. So if we break this low, I'm like, cool, I'm out, bro. I ain't finna worry about it. I don't care if we hammer off this support and shoot back up. I'm just done. Like I'm up, you know, I got in over here. I'm cool. All right. We break the low. I get out the trade. All right. We're holding support. Oh, would you look at that? We freaking flipped. Look at that. That is, wow. That is so crazy. That's so crazy. Did that make sense? Did that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It makes sense.
I love this. I love this so much. Cause you would think I like sat here and looked at this chart and memorized what I was gonna say. But that's how you get out. That's, hey man, triple top. We know that means, what does a triple top mean? That means that buyers are fighting to get through here and they are not winning.
Yeah.
The seller's not winning, but the buyer's not winning either. And I know with my 0 DTE contract, I'm not trying to sit here and wait for y'all to battle it out. I'm already up. I'm already in the money by like 3 strikes, 2 or 3 strikes in the money. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So we get the triple top. Hey, this is my last thing. If we break here, I know that we will be making a lower low. And I don't want to be in calls when we're making lower lows and our highs aren't getting higher. So I'm going to exit. So I exited. And then we see we made bearish engulfing, and then we made a lower high. All right. Tested it again. But by then, it don't matter no more. Boom. What kind of Q&A class is this? This isn't a Q&A. But, but I know this was good. So that's it. And this is all on the one, right? It doesn't matter because look, we take it to the 2 minutes, the same shit. It's the same thing on the 2 minutes, the same thing on the 3 minutes. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is still resistance, clearly still resistance, clearly still support, right? We clearly aren't making lower lows. We clearly top out right here. Now we're on the 3 minute. All right. On the 5 minute chart. Clearly still resistance, clearly still support. Clearly we are not making lows, right? Clearly we top out right here. Clearly we have this as support right here. And then we break. Right? So moral of that story is don't let the number on the time frame scare you either. It's all the same stuff. If you can figure out how to read a candlestick on a daily, you can read a candlestick on the 2 hour, you can read a candlestick on the 1 minute. I understand there are more candles and more price fluctuations, but it's pretty much all the same stuff. It's all the same stuff. Last one, 15-minute. Resistance. Broke through resistance. Pulled back to retest that support. Shot up. 1 top, 2 top, 3 top. Shot back down. Broke the low. We exit. We have now just made 2 lower lows on our 15. None of these candles were new lows until we got here. Does that make sense? Somebody let me.
Too much sense.
Too much sense. It's hard.
It's not.
None of these candles made a new low. So that's the other reason I'm just really like, that's why I say, bro, why are you trying to take your profits at 5% or 10%? Let that mud run, fam. Like, you would sit here and kick yourself in the foot or whatever they say. I don't know what they say. But you would be sitting here kicking yourself if you look at this chart and you like, yo, I got out right here because it was up 5, 10, 20, like whatever percentage it was. But like, why? You know what I'm saying? Dude asked me to talk about why. I think he said, what percentage do I get out of trades at or whatever? I get enough time so I don't have to worry about the percentage, but I could trade the chart. All right. And so you're going to miss out on 100%, 200% moves because you cutting out at 30% and there's no new lows being made. None. Why are we getting out? This is nothing but up. Right? So there you go. You can trade any time frame. That's how you, yeah, man. I don't know what else to do.
So,
But you just have to do it. What's up?
So when you buy time, you're gonna win when you buy time because it goes up and down, right? Most of the time. If you buy time like a week out or 2 weeks out, you're gonna win, it seems, because it's gonna go either up or down at some point. Right?
Not guaranteed, but you have a better chance. You have a better chance of winning when you have time on your side.
Right.
Absolutely. Especially when you're following the trend. Because even though we're going to have these moves, right, in our trend, we're going to have this move up, down, right? Even if you bought it here and you had time on it, say you got 2 weeks, you get this move up, you get this move down, you're not stressing.
Right.
Right? It pulled back. It just pulled back to this, bro. It's a whole channel trend line right here. It just pulled back. It's support, fam. Chill. But if you had a contract that expired the next day, you'd be down like crazy. You'd be like, oh, I'm down. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like SPY. It's high right now. Buying a put with some time on it, to me, it seems like it's going to win because SPY is going to come back down.
Trade the direction of the trend, bro. Trade the direction of the trend. Let me show you a chart. Let me show you that. Look at this. Right. Let's go with this ain't the chart I want. Let's go to Visa. Give me a chart I want. All right. Let's say let's see. Let's find something like this. Right. Any point you were buying puts right here, because you were like, it's just gonna come back down. Like after this big move, you would have got ate up. Right. But right here, you like, yo, it shot up, right? Gapped up, gap. Oh, it gotta come down now. Oh, it gotta come down. I don't. All right, trade the trend. You trade the trend, time is going to be even more on your side because over time, it's going to continue with the trend.
Okay.
But you know how many people probably bought puts right here after it gapped up 10%? And got ate up because it went up more and more. Unless you had time, right?
Right.
But you wait on that actual reversal. Wait on those lows to get taken out. Catch the move. right? And it's gonna save you on the theta because, right, if you got in on your puts, you say, yeah, I want to see us make new lows first, because anything else might just be a pullback in the uptrend. But if you wait and say you got in on this day, right? You got in, hey, look, we took out this low. I'm gonna get in the day. This day it went down. This is just perfect example, but you would have caught the 6% move on one day of your contract instead of, giving up like all these days waiting on a big move back down to this level and closing these gaps. So don't fight the trend, my brother. Don't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend. Don't fight the trend. Dang, we're down. It got to go back up. Nope, 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 nope. Now we go back up. Yeah. Oh, even better example. We down. We got to go back up. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, you thought we was going back up? Nope. Right? But peep this, right? This is going back to what I was just saying, is when you have time that you've bought, even if you buy right here, I'll say this is valid. This is valid. This is valid. Buying right here is valid to me on this candle close. You got your gap above, you've taken out this this level here that was resistance. That's valid. If you come back down, you are down on that position. The reason we do not freak out, flip out, ask all the analysts 30 times in the DMs, are they still holding? Because you're down 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, whatever percent. And the reason why you got time on your contract is because you look, we in demand. All right. This is July. All right. We're going to read multiple time frames at once. This is July. This is September. This is all October. We're at a monthly support, right? Weekly, monthly. So this is a major support, all right? So I'm not finna flip out because we're just at support. And I got a month on my contract. Now we break this support. That's a little messed up. This is our last little saving grace area right here. But I wouldn't even want to hold that. I would just wait for it to bounce and then I'll just re-enter. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can always just re-enter the trade. All right. But yeah, when you're looking at the candles and you're reading the price action, even if you had a valid entry, it pulls back, it's in support, it's in demand. We're not worried about that. We get bullish engulfing, we get inside, we take out the inside candle, we start moving back up, pull back, move back up, pull back, move back up, pull back, move back up. All right. Ooh. Gravy. I guess this is gonna make it to YouTube. I'm gonna just have to cut out the first part. How y'all feel? Was this good? Did this help? Are you gonna be able to apply this tomorrow when you're testing? Because you're gonna be testing.
Testing tonight on
Yep.
on demand.
There we go. There we go. Because this isn't a hobby unless you want it to be. You want a full-time income from trading, treat it like it's a full-time thing. You want a part-time income from trading, treat it like it's a part-time thing. Put that on the shirt. Put that on the tattoo. Put that in the chat. Somewhere. It gotta be somewhere. It gotta be somewhere. That don't mean that your whole life you'll be sitting in front of a screen for 8 hours a day trying to trade. But in your initial phases, you're going to have to put in the groundwork necessary to get to where you want. And ultimately, right, you control how long it takes you to get to your destination. Just like if you're driving somewhere, if I'm driving somewhere and it's taking me, I'm going 10 miles an hour and Raymond going 80, he gonna get there 8 times as fast as me, or however the wording would be, right? Because I'm going slower and he's going faster. So there's your other question. How long does it take to be successful? It's not a time. There's not a, oh, well, it's your 380th day. You're a successful trader now. Like, no. If Raymond is doing more of the things needed to become successful, he will be successful sooner than the person who is not doing as many things that are needed to be successful. If Raymond is practicing 2 times as many charts as you are, don't be surprised that he becomes 2 times better than you, 2 times as fast. Simple as that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Am I ranting? Is this helpful?
You're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helping us out. Thank you.
So, bet. I just be having to check, man. I be having to check. Sometimes I start losing myself. But it's really that. And when you get to it more like that and less of trading is this like whole nother language, which it is, right? I'm not taking anything away from that, but you got to look at it as something that you can get a grasp on, and just use it as that example, right? The reason you see Quinn where he is now, when he was in the same spot as most of y'all were a year ago, when it comes to options trading, it's because Quinn started going 90 miles an hour. And there's people who were in the same spot when he was putting his trade logs in the group and he was like, yo, I took my own trades this week. I only won 30% of them. Yo, I gave back a bunch of gains this week. I was trading with the moderators. I made money, but then I took my own trades, gave it back. Yo, it was people who were in the same spot, same level. The only difference between why you, whoever, and Quinn, who was like, yo, I can wake up, and he does it live now, is, yo, I can wake up any day I want to, hop on the chart, trade SPY, make $1,000, and then go about my day. The only difference, or the biggest difference, I won't say only, but the biggest difference is that Quinn took it and went 100 miles per hour to his destination. He didn't stop to sightsee. He didn't stop for pit stops. 100 miles an hour, I'm getting to my spot. Whereas other people will stop and sightsee. What is sightseeing? Right? Remember, Quinn over and over again. I'm trading with Eva, Jordan, and Pastor. Eva, Jordan, and Pastor. Eva, Jordan, and Pastor. I'm not looking at Zay. I'm not looking at Moody. They cool guys. I ain't looking at them though. Eva, Jordan, and Pastor, because they are scalping. I want to scalp. I'm not getting off here and looking at, I'm not taking a scenic route. I'm not trying to go over here and look at this view, look at that, right? He said, nah. So that, but people who are, oh, Jordan's talking about this strategy and Quinn's talking about this strategy, I'm gonna try that out. And then Moody's talking about this, oh, I'm gonna go over here. And then this person's talking about that. You veering off course. How the hell are you gonna get to your destination if you taking every exit, getting back on and getting back off, then getting back on and getting back off? You ain't gonna get there. Not in the time you want to, right? So you gotta look at it as like it's a course, it's a journey. Yes, there's a distance you have to go, but the amount of gas you put into your car, Zoom classes, back testing, studying, asking questions in the chat, right, will help you get to where you're going without needing to stop and recuperate, without feeling like, yo, I've been getting kicked by this market like crazy. I need a mental break. Right? Gas yourself up with the right stuff. You can just go. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. Think about successful traders and what they do, or think about what you feel like a successful trader looks like, and do those things. Do those things. The more you do them, the sooner you'll get there. That's it. Practice. Name somebody who got good at something without practicing. You can't. So why you think you can get good at trading without practicing? Hey, you know? So there you have it. That's my class. Thank you for your time.
That was a good class. Thank you so much.
That was great information. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was good.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.